Welcome back to Low Buck Builds. In today's video, we're going to get this TJ ready for a road trip on Sunday. We're going to be taking it over 200 miles, so I want to get a few things done. I should have been a fishing YouTuber. When it looks like your Jeep has a full diaper. After 3 days of rain, this is what I come home to. So I get to bail out my Jeep. Before I could start on the Jeep, I had to bail out all the water. I was gone for like 3 days and it filled up pretty good. Who knew Jeep TJs had a kiddie pool option? Let me get a bucket and get to it. So I threw on my swim trunks and went at it. If this looks like so much fun and you would like one of these tops, I have an Amazon link in the description. Alright, now we got that taken care of. I'll pull this out in the sun, let it dry out a little bit, and we'll get in the garage, start getting to work on it. So originally I planned on doing a lot of things on this car, but the fender flare ended up taking like 3 days and probably 2.5 hours worth of work because a bunch of extra stuff came up. So this video will just be doing the fender flare, and the next couple of videos we'll do the other stuff I was planning on doing. So as I stated before, we're getting ready to do a road trip in this Sunday. I'm going to do about 200 miles, so there's a few things I want to take care of before we do that. First thing is I want to get these fender flares back on. I restored them in a previous video. If you haven't seen that one, go check it out. Welcome back to Low Buck Builds. In this video, we're going to restore these flares for cheap, so stay tuned. The second thing I want to do is I don't have a key to this tailgate, so I want to swap this lock out. So that's going to be the second thing we're going to work on. Issue number 3 is we have a very small seeping power steering leak, so I want to go ahead and replace the hose and see if that fixes that. So those are the 3 things I want to do tonight in this video, so stay tuned. So it looks like the previous owner at least left the screws in here. I'm going to pull them out, see what kind of condition they're in. If they're not too bad, then I'll use them. If they are, then I'll run to Lowe's and get some more. Okay, so I kind of started before I was planning on starting, so I didn't get it on film, but I removed this inner fender cover, so now I have access to these. They're all rusted out, so I'm probably going to end up cutting them out and just putting bolts in there. So I'm going to try to pull one out so I can see what to go get. My guess is I'm going to probably use 10mm bolts. Alright, I'm not going to mess with these. I'm just going to go ahead and cut them off carefully. I used a magnet to pick up all the pieces because I didn't want to get flat with all the cars I bring in here. Yeah, those were never going to come out very easily, so I'm going to go grab some bolts or see if I can find some here, and then I'll be back. So I found a ton of bolts, but I just didn't find any nuts, so I'm going to have to run and get some lock nuts from Lowe's, and I'll be right back. Alright, so we got the inner fender off, and of course we found some more issues. First of all, I found I got a fuel leak and I need to replace the fuel filler hoses. Right there, you can see a hole in one of them. Secondly, my spring's off location, but we're going to ignore that for now. I think it's fine. So I'm going to go ahead and fix these 2 issues and we'll get back to the fender flare issue. Alright, so I can't get to the hose clamps for that. I'm going to have to drop the tank to do it. I just don't have time today. Plus, AutoZone's out of the right size hose anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and order the part. We're just going to put this back together for now. It'll be okay for a couple days till I can get back to it. We're going to get back to installing this fender flare. Okay, so I ended up buying 1/4x20 bolts. We're going to replace where these old screws went in. We're going to drill them out a little bit because it's just slightly bigger than this. I bought some nylocks, which that way we don't have to worry about them backing out whenever I run the fender into a tree or something. So we're going to go ahead and get these installed. All right, we're going to go ahead and drill these out. One nice thing about these flares is they had little tabs that held it in place once you got it up there. So originally there was a couple of clips down here that aren't there anymore, and then the actual bolts are across here. I'm going to add a bolt or two on this edge just to help hold it tight. I don't want this flapping or anything. Here I'm using a Sharpie to mark where I think the holes should go in a flare. Once I drill them out, I'll put it back on, then mark where to drill on the Jeep itself. Now that I got the holes drilled in the flare, I'll go ahead and mark the holes on the Jeep so I know where to drill, so we can put those 2 extra bolts in. Now I'll go ahead and drill them out on the Jeep. I'm using a 1/4" bit. There's a link in the description for the bits that I like. They're Cobalt from Amazon. So make sure to check that out if you're looking for some. Usually I would use washers, but I'm out currently, and I'm not going back to Lowe's again. So next I went ahead and threw the bolts in. I drilled these holes at exactly 1/4 inch, so. And I went ahead and tightened them with my cordless ratchet. And next I'm going to go ahead and install the inner fender, which was a pain in the butt to get back in. So after that, we got our fender flare is back on officially. It was a 20-minute job that took 2 days, about 2.5, 3 hours. But looks way better, and it's street legal now. So, alright, so thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for watching the video all the way through. If you liked the video, hit that like button so I know what everybody likes. And if you want to see more videos on this Jeep and other projects,
like and subscribe.